in the same space. You're in the same presence. And then justifiably come up with what you need to say. And then calm it down. And then you proceed around the table as so it be. But the process of that kind of communication has been lost. It's been lost. So now your human condition is being forced to communicate with the divine inwardly, yourself. You're going to have to find him, her, whatever label you desire to put on understanding your sanctity, what you call sanctity. You remember you are entered in, the sperm was swimming, and you entered into the sperm as it was swimming. Your thought there was, that's the entry point. From the water to the air, now you're walking on earth. So the sacredness of yourself, you must understand that you're the magician. You're the Holy One, and it's now time to practice your holiness. Because holy provides. It sustains and supports. That's what it does. Lighter beings like to say it gives hope. Well, not really. It sustains and supports. Therefore, hope comes for others that see that. Perhaps they're worthy to receive it. Because you have to earn it. And you have to understand the diligent necessity for prayer, for your personal body self, bones, heart, lungs, livers. And when you drink your teas, you bless the tea with thoughtful prayer so the organs can be sustained. And then when they feel this prayer coming to them, you'll see the change in yourself. And you'll start communicating with some of the beings that are within you. You need to help them. Because what the human condition doesn't understand yet is they're all mediums. You have more than one. You're aware of the two called the Kundalini, the third being the holy divine self of yourself, the staff of life of you that lets the others play in there. It comes from your bones. And that triangle in your body called the soul. And Uriel's involved with the triangles. He teaches in a manner of sternly, professorially, knowledgeably, and are aware of the level of the student's capacity. Is aware. So, he's not one to call lightly. Well, peace to all beings, and the training within the self now is peace to all beings, of course, and then mercy to all beings. Now, a technique to understand what lock and unlock is. Lock is lock a thought, unlock is unlock a thought. You have two thumbs which represent the will. Left hand, right hand. You take your right hand, you grab your left hand thumb and hold it, lock. Let it go, that's unlock. Take your left hand, grab your right hand thumb, hold it, lock. Unlock. Let go. Practice that little routine daily. And you'll begin to identify the two selves of you coming out. Oh. One has a different thought, one has a different feeling. One's thought, one's more feeling. One's, whoa. You need a center. And then you need mercy to all beings because that's what you're coming down into yourself. You have a cerebral crown there, golden, right at the crown chakra, unifies both sides of the brain. You become a golden tone in your bones. Because what's happening, the invisible part of you is coming into you. Part of the visible part you think is it leaves you. Part of your you don't want to entertain that anymore. That's old thoughts, that kind of stuff. So you're being shifted. into a cleaner, higher perspective of your divine self. And you're going to appreciate it because you're going to, number one, think you're younger. You won't look younger in the physical flesh, perhaps, maybe a little bit, but inside you're going to feel younger. And then you're going to have to integrate those parts. The younger side inside wants to go and do everything. The older physical part that hasn't quite got the structure in tune with the younger physical part. That's where you need your plants and the diets. And then you learn to understand transparency. And then you learn to understand, do we go visible and invisible? And then you'll be to understand that you are everywhere at the same time. And you're going to begin to understand your selection process. How come I'm in this now place, moment, space, intersection of time and thought? How come? This, you will figure yourself, you'll backtrack. And you'll find out the secrets in your solar plexus, where you're playing with the dial of yourself and time being horizontal. It's not. Time is vertical. Everything grows up. Plants grow up. You are supposed to grow up. Plants come from a seed. You came from a seed. Plants grow up to be beautiful displays. You're supposed to be coming up to be beautiful displays. Like flowers. But you're not. You beings are critters running around. You're not growing. You're supposed to know this. And the growth goes through the chakras, from the root on up. You're supposed to be at least at the solar plexus, which is termed fertile ground for the base of the soul to expand itself. Being into everywhere and everywhen, that thing. Not accumulating things to accumulate, but kind of holding things back because the accumulation can be too much. You're going to learn to understand how to conquer time and space in the presence of yourself and those that are willing to be around you. Yeah? You're having some of your celebrities now beginning to talk about the community of time and space. In the religious sense. I call it a spiritual sense mostly. Some. And always pay attention to that. They all pay attention to this other stuff about everyone else. Look at yourself first. Provide what you call sustenance in your hand. And until you can manifest directly in your hand, you haven't figured it out yet. Or at least directly in the presence that you are, I think you thought, and it's there. Or you can see it coming in what you call the astral through your auric field. As these things change, you're going to be understanding you're in a body, and you're looking through these layers of colors, and you're going to figure out that that's my aura, how I'm looking through, and then you'll see how you go through other people's aura and how they come through yours. There's going to be an exchange in visual, yeah, but there's going to be more exchange emotional. You'll feel it before you even get there. I don't feel like I want to go there right now. So your energy field is expanding. It's not just this thought process with interpretation. You're going to learn that the feeling process is the one that ignites the flame. It's a desire in there, and the appropriate nature to petition in the manner that you deserve it. You've heard it. And you're going through processes now of what is called seven. Right? Seven. They're called the seven thunders. These are beings that are thunder. They sound like thunder. You can't hear them. You don't want to hear them because they're right next to the throne, but everything is bouncing around. But you're going to understand what the interpretation is when you do hear them. Everything shakes, and it's not an earthquake. It's not an earthquake. The space itself literally shimmers and shakes everywhere when that being speaks. And it's about to approach. I have suggested to others, consider the prophecies of Fatima and what she said about Russia. It is very important now. You're working with the Holy Mother and she is trying to help humanity, but no one is paying attention. Right now the Eye of Compassion is holding this thing together. Venus. You need more prayers. Really, people. You really do. And now that it's been said, it won't need to be said again. For those of you reading this, blessings. For those of you that are listening to this, blessings and peace to all beings. Mercy to yourself and others. Pay attention to the creatures around you. They're interpreting messages before you get them. They're starting to, some beings say, speak English. No, you're starting to hear them in English. That's the awakening coming. Because there's different ears inside you that listens to nature. It's the heart center ears. Near your armpits, actually, up in the shoulders. It's a different hearing. It's your more secret part of you. The one that sneaks around in the woods at night. Yeah, that one. Yeah. The one that's looking and making sure it's okay to come out. And it has to get back at a certain time. That one's growing up now. And it's assuming a confidence within you now so it can bring itself forward. Its demeanor is different than your normal personalities, but you're just going to have to get used to it. You're a different being now. You crossed a threshold. And be thankful for that. So the newness that's coming is sovereign and you're inhabiting it, if you acknowledge it. And with the acknowledgement, there's a responsibility. There's also a dignity. Yeah. You can provide. You're providing for yourself. You know how to do it. You'll be able to provide for others. Not lavishly. If they like tea and leaves, fine. You've provided. But you've moved into what is called the Buddhic understanding. And that doesn't mean to become Buddhic. It's a technique to understand yourself in the pleasantries of your own time, space, and patience of yourself. Because you've got more than one in there. They want to come out and want to interface, yet beings go through this process of their crazy way, blah, 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 blah. Stop. Be thankful you have a body, get the conversation down, peace and harmony. Music has a gentle way of letting you reveal yourself to you. And here's another secret. The books you beings read all over time. Guess who wrote them? And why you like them so much? You did. You're remembering yourself through them. And you left messages for yourself. Selves. All of you that wrote them. You all contributed. So you wouldn't forget. Now you appreciate that and proceed. Because you know what you know now. And you're going to understand what group you're within. And your function and responsibility within that group. To bring forth the energy of the group. For those of you that are manifested and inhabiting here. Those are sovereign laws. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work to inhabit the planet. Take care of it. Well, forget the planet. Just a little bit of piece of yourself, a little dirt. Provide yourself with some tea leaves, and then perhaps you can see the immense job the mother's been doing all over, providing leaves for ones, so no one pays attention. And the dignity of yourself, beings will have a difficulty growing a few leaves for their own self. And you dare compare yourself to the Virgin Mother? I don't think so. Well, the Holy One that runs the interior portion of the planet, Mom. The arrogance of the human condition is incredible. So grow your leaves for yourself and your tea, and you'll understand what I mean. And guess what? She'll come and help you. How do I know that? She just told me, that's why. And for those of you reading it, you felt the goosebumps. And for those of you hearing it, you felt the goosebumps. That's how she is. She's everywhere. And she knows. She's looking for those that are willing to understand and work with her. Literally. She will work with you. Literally. Absolutely guaranteed. You just have to know how to communicate. Respect and humility. Pleading in a manner that you forgot so much. And then she comes compassionately to assist you. She'll put a robe on you. And then you have to learn to pay attention. This is where a lot of beings get haughty. Do not. You're being taught teachings from the throne now, not the other stuff. And there's a responsibility with it. And if you disregard the responsibility, you're going to know it, and you're going to know how you did it and why you did it and all of that. You won't like it either. I'm telling you. And you're going to even be responsive to some thoughts you had, inappropriate, and wish you never had them. Because that frequency is there, still there. It comes to challenge you as you move up your ladders. 10 Commandments. Yeah. You're going to need to remember those 2 words. Because it straightens you out in all the confrontation that goes around when you're thinking about this stuff. 10 Commandments, and pick a prayer. One that you know that you can recite, so as you're walking in your day, all of a sudden the prayer comes to you. Guess what part of you is talking to you? You didn't just say that prayer. No, the part of you that prayed the prayer said it for you. So you're making linkages now, which is what I'm trying to get you to understand. And when you make the linkages, the chain gets connected, and then you have this lightning bolt, electricity hit. You did your big aha. And it's called, that one would be the blessing of the entity you call Jesus. And Jesus is Jesus, and John the Baptist is John the Baptist. And the reason I said it that way, you're going to find out. It has to do with water. You came from the water, entered the sperm within the water, came out on the earth and the air. Say it again. That's the one we need to communicate with now. You need to communicate with. That's the one I'm reaching for. That one. Because that one knows. And it might have made the slip-ups. Doesn't matter, 10 Commandments. But the acknowledgement of the consciousness getting there and the manifestation out of it is the now. It's how you got here. So far. In order to design implementation is to show you how to use your divinity so you have health forever. You understand what the visible, invisible, invisible, invisible means. Because you found yourself, and you found your comfort, and you found what is called the blessing of the rose within the heart. Thorns and all. Yeah. You find out what the love of the mother really means, in the spiritual sense. You surrender to it, and you find yourself in what is termed new conditions. Well, those are the words I have to say for now. Blessings to all ones, peace to all beings. And this is what is termed, how do you say? We're going to have to use this. The one speaking is spelled O-R-I-E-L.
Thank you.
Now, you have many layers there dealing with this frequency. This is the first one presented. You have 2 more. But we've got to educate the consciousness so you can handle the next one. Right now, the souls and the heart chakras are being activated. We're creating a link. We're going to let you see what we call your tunnel there. The tunnel you go through in the heart chakra when you go to sleep that lets you go into the expansive chamber of your soul. And you see the messages left for you, and you see what you need to do, and this, that, and the other. And then you come back through the tunnel, and you have to go through your wake-up process. Sometimes you dream. A lot of times you wake up with inspiration. Sometimes you wake up arguing. But it's part of the process of understanding yourself, of the thoughts you carried to bed with you. That's why prayer at 6 o'clock is so important. Your poles are shifting. Your weather's changing all over. That means the magnetic fields are changing. That means the electronic pulse coming to your planet is going to come through stronger. Electronic pulse is pretty much similar to the force of what you would term God lightning from the throne, because your auric fields haven't been trained to handle it. The only way you can handle it is like a projection from your soul force, which is in the chest. And you need to be able to vibrate Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat means this is that. That's basically a shortage of the peace of all beings. And it has the comfortative defensive position. Oh, I have permission. Who are you? Type thing. So you're going to need to understand that electrically. Electrically. Your defensive shields need to be up. And for the soul forces. Your soul's pyramid shape, triangular shape, for a reason. You can take a lot of... Pyramids can take a lot of wind. The electronic shape of the soul can take a lot of electronic force. But it's your soul, not your physical body. Your physical body will feel the result of your thoughts being inappropriate. Basically. Because these entities are coming. They're coming. Well, they're here. But as the expansion continues, you would think they're coming. They're already here. They just got these layers of shields between the layers for you. You only accept so much, the body can only handle so much. And if you saw them, you'd be frightened. Completely. You'd be frightened. Unless you saw some of them singing in bars. Okay? So peace to all beings and mercy to ones. And remember, prayers at 6. This is important. You are now, if you're reading this, or hearing this, you are now in a spiritual class. You know it. Part of yourself knows this. So it's pay attention time. It literally is. You find out what your thought was when you entered that sperm, and you find out the spiritual teachings you had before you got here, and you pick up where you left off. That's the journey. You're supposed to know something by now. That's it. Okay, we are through. Peace to all beings.
Thank you very much.